Have you ever heard of a bear who was an official soldier in an army? No, this isn't a fairy tale. This is the incredible true story of Wojciech, the soldier bear. Just one of the many astonishing tales from Poland during World War II today. We're diving deep into a chapter of history that is often overlooked, but is filled with unimaginable tragedy, incredible heroism, and a spirit that could not be broken. We'll journey back to the vibrant, bustling streets of pre-war Warsaw, a city alive with art, music, and culture, and then witness its near-total destruction and the profound suffering of its people. The story begins in the 1920s and 30s. Poland, reborn after World War I, was experiencing a cultural renaissance. Warsaw was the beating heart of this new nation, a city buzzing with avant-garde art, swinging jazz clubs, and glamorous film premieres. It was a place of hope and creativity, a European capital looking confidently towards the future. But dark clouds were gathering on the horizon. On September 1st, 1939, that vibrant world was shattered. Hitler's Germany, a war machine years in the making, launched a brutal invasion of Poland. The Poles fought valiantly, but they were vastly outnumbered and outgunned. Then, just 16 days later, a second blow came from the east. Stalin's Soviet Union also invaded, sealing Poland's fate. In just 27 days, the country was erased from the map, carved up by two totalitarian regimes. Did the Polish spirit die? Absolutely not. While the government was forced to flee and re-establish itself in exile in London, the fight for a free Poland was far from over. This is where the story takes a remarkable turn. Across the battlefields of Europe, Polish forces continued to fight alongside the Allies with distinction. Think about the Battle of Britain. The heroic Polish pilots of Squadron 303 became legendary, shooting down more enemy aircraft than any other Allied squadron. Their skill and bravery were absolutely crucial in defending Britain from Nazi invasion. As one RAF commander famously said, had it not been for the magnificent material contributed by the Polish squadrons and their unsurpassed gallantry, I hesitate to say that the outcome of the battle would have been the same. And what about intelligence? The War of Secrets. Here too, Polish minds made a world-changing contribution. Long before the war even started, Polish mathematicians Marian Rejewski, Jerzy Roe, Yiki, and Henryk Zagalski achieved the impossible. They broke the German Enigma code. They built the first cryptologic bombs, devices that could decipher the complex German messages. Their groundbreaking work was smuggled to the British, forming the very foundation of the code-breaking efforts at Bletchley Park, which ultimately shortened the war by an estimated 2 to 4 years, saving millions of lives. But the most extraordinary resistance was happening back in occupied Poland itself. Imagine living under a brutal occupation, where every act of defiance could mean death. In this climate of terror, the Poles organized the largest and most sophisticated underground resistance movement in all of occupied Europe, the Armia Krajowa, or the Home Army. This wasn't just a small group of partisans hiding in the woods. The Home Army was a secret state, complete with its own government, courts, and even an educational system. They conducted sabotage operations, gathered intelligence, and prepared for a future uprising to liberate their homeland. They published underground newspapers to counter Nazi propaganda and keep the people as a morale alive. It was an entire nation resisting in secret, a testament to an unbreakable will for freedom. However, this heroism came at a staggering cost. The Nazi occupation of Poland was one of the most brutal in history. The plan was not just to conquer, but to completely annihilate Polish culture and its people. Intellectuals, artists, and leaders were systematically murdered. The population was subjected to forced labor, mass executions, and starvation. And at the heart of this darkness was the Holocaust. Pre-war Poland was home to the largest Jewish community in Europe. Under German occupation, this vibrant community was targeted for complete and utter extermination. Ghettos were established in cities like Warsaw and where people were starved and brutalized before being sent to death camps like Auschwitz-Birkenau and Treblinka. The scale of the murder is almost impossible to comprehend. Of the nearly 6 million Polish citizens who perished during the war, half were Polish Jews, systematically murdered in the Holocaust. The city of Warsaw, once a beacon of culture, became a symbol of this immense suffering. In 1943, the Jewish inhabitants of the Warsaw Ghetto, facing certain death, rose up in a desperate act of defiance. With barely any weapons, they fought against the heavily armed German forces for nearly a month. It was a fight with no hope of victory, but it was a fight for human dignity until the very end. A year later, in August 1944, with the Soviet army approaching from the east, the Polish Home Army launched the Warsaw Uprising. They believed they could liberate their capital themselves and establish a free Polish government before the Soviets arrived. For 63 days, the people of Warsaw fought street by street, building by building. Men, women, and even children joined the fight. They fought with incredible bravery, but the promised Allied help never fully materialized, and the Soviet army waited just across the Vistula River, watching as the city was systematically destroyed. When the uprising was finally crushed, Hitler ordered Warsaw to be completely leveled. Special German squads went from house to house, burning and dynamiting what was left of the city. By the end of the war, Warsaw was a sea of rubble. Over 85% of the city had been wiped off the face of the earth. It was a ghost town, a monument to the horrors of war. And what about Wojciech, the soldier bear we mentioned at the beginning? His story is a small glimmer of light in this dark history. Found as a cub in Iran, he was adopted by soldiers of the Polish II Corps. He grew up among them, becoming an enlisted private with his own rank and serial number. He would wrestle with the men, drink beer, and even helped carry heavy ammunition crates during the fierce Battle of Monte Cassino in Italy. Wojciech became a beloved symbol of resilience and an unlikely brother in arms, a reminder of the humanity that persisted even in the darkest of times. The story of Poland in World War II is one of profound loss. A nation caught between two brutal dictatorships and left to face annihilation. But it is also a story of a spirit that refused to be extinguished. From the pilots in the skies over Britain, to the code breakers who outsmarted the enemy, to the underground army that defied a continent-spanning empire, and to a soldier bear who lifted the spirits of his men, the Polish people fought for their freedom and dignity against impossible odds. After the war, the struggle was not over. Poland found itself under Soviet domination, trading one occupation for another. But the memory of their fight, the memory of their sacrifice, and the memory of their vibrant, free nation would fuel their struggle for independence for decades to come. The rebuilding of Warsaw from absolute ruin into the thriving capital it is today stands as a powerful symbol of that incredible, unbreakable Polish spirit. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as moving and important as we do, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into history. Let us know in the comments what part of this story resonated with you the most. See you next time.